And welcome back. Late last week, the Tennessee Valley Authority approved a plan grouping data centers together as a new class of customers. Memphis Mayor Paul Young is among those who spoke out in support of the change. Mayor, could you tell us how this kind of affects the data centers and affects the city of Memphis?
No, this is a very positive thing. Prior to them approving this, data centers pay what we call an industrial rate. The industrial rate is actually the lowest of the three rates. There's a residential rate, there's a commercial rate, and then there's an industrial rate. And the premise is that because an industrial user may use 10,000 kilowatts of power and you only have one address for it, they pay a wholesale rate for that utilities as opposed to having 10,000 homes that pay, 1 kilowatt each. So that's the premise of it. And so because data centers were at an industrial rate, they were actually paying less than residential customers in our community. And what TVA said is because of the intensity of these data centers and the impact on our service area, we want data centers to actually pay more than our residential customers. And so with the approval of that new rate structure, we're now going to have data centers that are paying more to support the utilities and infrastructure for our local community.
So this is a good thing for our community.
This is a very good thing for our community.
Mayor, what are your concerns with the latest debate with the city council members when it comes to this new moratorium proposed on new data centers coming here? Is this the right thing? Will this run off some big tech that could be looking at Memphis, or is this a great balance to have here?
You know, the way I look at it is, irrespective of what the council says, what they are discussing is a very important conversation for our communities. We've been talking about XAI in our community for the past year and a half, and in communities across this country. I talk to mayors on a daily basis. They're experiencing the same type of dialogue. And so I do think that it's important that we codify what it is we want from data centers that come into our community. I think we have some great lessons learned with XAI. The biggest thing that people are concerned about with these data centers is power consumption, water use. We have them engaged in what we call a demand response program, where they come off the grid when we have peak power. They have a closed loop system, which means they can pull up to 1 million gallons of water, but it circulates for a longer period of time. And they're building a gray water facility, which is a big community investment that we need. We have a community benefits agreement where we're taking 25% of those taxes, spending them within a 5-mile radius. So that's a very positive thing. And we want to see air emissions controls on any behind the meter power that a data center may bring in. Those are important things, but we need to codify those things. And so I think the whole point of the discussion at City Council is to figure out how do we codify what we want. I think we should take those lessons and do just that.
And Mayor, what would you want to say to those folks in some of the more marginalized communities here in Memphis who say, I feel like we really haven't had a voice. We feel like we really haven't been seen or heard in this process?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly understand that and certainly have heard that. And what I would say to them is that the things that we have been putting in place, like the community benefit agreement, is in direct response to what I've heard from the community. Because what I hear from the community is, we may not want a data center. We want you to invest in removing blight. We want you to invest in fixing up the roads. We want investment in our housing. The community benefit agreement that we put in place, community benefit ordinance, allows us to make that direct investment in the community that is most adjacent to where the data center sits. And so I think it's important that we talk about both sides of the conversation, and that the city and elected officials continue to articulate to the community what benefits they do receive from the project.
Is there a concern, Mayor? I've heard some people say that, hey, if Memphis doesn't want it, it'll go to West Memphis, Arkansas. We'll have a data center going to South Haven, Mississippi, or someplace in North Mississippi, but they will still reap the benefits of the city of Memphis.
I mean, I think that's definitely something that we have to take into consideration, but I also think that it is important for us to codify what it is we want. And so let's get that work underway. We give those that want to place things in our community the guardrails, and we outline how we want it to look, then I think everybody has much more certainty when that exists.
Mayor, let's talk about the crime numbers. We've seen some numbers drop dramatically here in the city of Memphis. There's also people wondering what's the future of the Memphis Safe Task Force as we approach an almost 1-year anniversary here. Are they here to stay? Do you think they'll be leaving anytime soon? What do you hope?
Yeah, we don't know when the Safe Task Force will end, but we have always known that at some point it will. At a minimum, they'll reduce the number of people that are here. And I think it's important to remind people where we were. You know, by the time the task force came, well, first in 2023, we were coming off the highest year of homicides that we'd ever had, 400. We set a goal of reducing crime 10% year over year for 4 years so that we would have a 40% reduction in 4 years, and we did it in 2. And when the task force was getting ready to come here in September 2025, we had already reduced it by 27%. So the work that we were putting in was already working. Yes, the task force came and it amplified the work. We folded them into our strategy with our you know, warrant squads and all of our groups that we were working with. And so our path forward is to continue the strategic work of targeting those that are driving violent crime and investing in programs where we can prevent and intervene in the lives of those most likely to commit those crimes. And I think that strategy moves on irrespective of when the task force reduces its presence.
Mayor, I know you're a huge basketball fan. Everybody wants to know about the future of the Memphis Grizzlies, their lease at FedEx Forum. Where do things stand there now? Are we close to working out a deal?
We're getting closer for sure. We're having a lot of conversations with the Grizz, and I think we're getting close. And so I don't like to put a date on it because, you know, that's a lot of pressure. But I feel confident that we're going to get there, and over the coming months, something will be brought forward.
And what does that potentially look like? I've heard some speculation. Some people are saying I think the Grizzlies organization would also like to, because of safety concerns, because of tourists, and of course Memphians attending the games, maybe they would like to maybe take over running the Beale Street Entertainment District as well. Mm-hmm. Should they do that, or would that be something you support, or have you heard that?
Well, I mean, I think what you've seen across the country when you've seen these professional sports teams is they like to have a say in how things are managed around them, entertainment districts and lifestyle centers that are around these stadiums. And I think them playing a role in how Beale Street moves forward is actually a positive thing for our community, because they have a vested interest in seeing that street survive for the long term. And so more to come, but certainly they're interested in that future.
As the city of Memphis gets ready for 901 Day next week, right?
901 Day will be a great celebration on Beale Street. We're actually doing the big celebration on 8/30. That's Sunday, the 30th. It'll be a full day of activities from 11 to 6, and we're going to honor some really, really cool people. David Porter, a legend in our community, Tay Keith, who recently passed. Mm-hmm.
Great producer. Yeah.
Great producer. And there'll be a lot of activities for the whole family on the full day. So I really look forward to seeing a great 901 Day celebration.
Memphis Mayor Paul Young, always good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's do it again.
Yes, sir.
All right. We will be back in just a moment.